Hello. Today's episode of Petty Details features devastation from a natural disaster. We chose to air this episode at this time to help to highlight the wildfires in Southern California. Our hearts go out to all the people affected, people like you and me. If you are inclined, there are a few ways to donate. The Red Cross or even CNN has set up a fund. But we hope that our story today highlights the heroes and gives you faith in humanity. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Petty Details, where the crew gallivants down a tree-lined lane of conversation on all kinds of different subjects. Join the crew as they jump in the Wayback Machine in the quest for nuggets of knowledge. Our journey will allegedly drop some petty details on you that you didn't know you needed to know until now. Hello, crew. Welcome to Petty Details.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Have Monica and Cam.
Hi.
And we have some great shirts today.
Agile Donut.
Agile Donut.
I have the allegedly one.
And I'm sporting the super comfy, super warm hoodie.
Yeah.
How? It's really hot where you're at, right?
It's so toasty.
So warm.
It is now, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it is.
Yeah, now with the hoodie.
Because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure when you guys are going to be watching this one, but we are filming in the dead of winter and it is cold as balls. So
Even
Yeah,
in
it's
Louisiana,
January.
it's supposed to snow
Mhm.
next in a couple days,
yeah.
which is wild.
Yeah, there's a
I don't think
polar
it's
vortex
dropped.
coming our way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it will not get above freezing, which is crazy.
It's crazy for down there.
I
yeah.
thought I was born close enough to the equator for a reason.
You're right.
What I was expecting.
Do you
Yeah,
own
when that
pants,
weather
Cam?
shifts.
Did I what?
Do you own pants?
I do. I have been wearing jeans to work
Just
for the
making-
past couple weeks now. Yes. And I do own sweatpants. So.
Okay.
He does
But
not
I'm
just wear
currently
shorts.
in shorts.
I should have sent you a hoodie because I
Right?
need it right now.
Right? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, so we do have some new social media sites.
Yay.
Yes,
Trying to be
go
all
follow us.
fancy and shit. So
We're
we
bringing
have-
Meg into the 21st century.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Instagram, we've got X, we've got Facebook.
And there's a LinkedIn with everything
A
in it.
link tree.
So if you
A
thought
link
our
tree.
link tree, not a LinkedIn.
Did not put this on LinkedIn yet.
No.
Although our goal is to become professional podcasters,
Right,
maybe,
so
at some
hook us
point,
up.
right there at the
possibly.
top. But yeah, if you find one of them, you can click the link
Tree.
and then you can find all the other stuff. Honestly, we should put it in the we can put it in the YouTube description, we could probably put the link tree
yeah.
in there as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry, you guys, I've been applying for new jobs, so LinkedIn's on the mind.
I get it. It makes
Yeah.
makes sense.
And please comment on YouTube, subscribe. We
And
Yes,
on any of the social medias as
yeah.
well.
absolutely.
talk to us. We like to hear what
Throw
you have
comments
to say.
in there.
Yes.
Nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know. We
Let's
got
keep
a
it.
great comment. I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call
Shout
you
them
out,
out,
Joella.
shout them out.
Yes.
We got a great comment from Joella on our Jerry Lee Lewis episode.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic. Let's hear it.
And
I
I'm
love
not
the
gonna read the
reaction.
whole thing,
Okay.
Oh, come on.
but she goes, "I just finished the Jerry Lee podcast." She's mad about it. She goes, "How dare he thinks he's better than Elvis?" She goes,
Aaron
"I got
Elvis
all
team.
riled up when Elvis was mentioned. Nobody
Yeah.
messes with Elvis."
Right.
Mm-mm.
So if
Elvis
you haven't
is
seen
the
that
king for
episode,
a
go
reason.
back.
Right. He's never left the building. I don't know
That's
what
right.
you're talking about.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So today we are going to go in the Wayback Machine to 1980.
Okay. Great year.
Yeah,
Before
the
I was born.
Right. The only
Loved
one that
it.
was alive then was me. Okay, not in the whole world, but in this cast.
Right.
It was just me.
She was by herself.
Just Meg alone.
Singular.
World. Yeah.
It's Meg's world. We're just living in it.
That's right.
Mhm. Meg's World sounds like a great like early 90s, late 90s
Oh.
like kids show.
Sitcom,
Meg's
yes.
World. Yeah. Or sitcom, yeah.
Yeah, it's always a sitcom with me. All right, so May 18th, 1980, and this is a wild story.
Okay.
Was like any other day in the Cascade Range Mountains in Southwest Washington.
Okay.
Skies were blue, the spring was springing, and Mount St. Helen stood tall but pissed off.
Okay.
Ah,
She was mad.
She was
right.
mad. And then all hell broke loose on the mountain.
Ooh, shit.
Oh.
Okay, so let's talk about Mount St. Helens for a minute.
Okay.
This is an active stratovolcano in
Okay.
Cool.
Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It stood about 9,677 feet tall
Wow.
and had some lush forest and lakes surrounding it.
Okay.
Had.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that word being used.
So usually the area around the volcano was active with hikers, campers, vacationers at the small resorts, and about 300 loggers.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. And it seemed pretty safe since it hadn't erupted since 1861.
Right.
Fair.
So there had been eruptions in 1857 with smaller eruptions in 1858, 1860, and 1861.
Oh, so
Okay.
she had a good couple of years that she was like
Yeah, she was mad.
popping off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily there were no fatalities.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So the mountain had been like relatively quiet since then.
Mm.
And there is always someone who's interested in an active volcano.
Yeah.
Because they're cray-cray, but yeah.
Right. So people were studying the activity.
Are they called volcanologists, or am I making it
I
up?
believe you are correct.
No, I think you're correct.
Mm-hmm. So on March 16th of 1980 is when things start to get interesting. The
Okay.
first signs that something was happening was a series of small earthquakes.
Okay.
Oh, that'll do it.
Geologists, also notice a bulge that had formed on the north side.
Oh my.
Not St. Helens Bulge.
Yeah.
I just embarrassed myself. That's crazy. Okay. Please move on.
The shirt, man, that is a shirt.
No,
Yeah.
please. Oh no. Oh no, no. No.
Remember, we don't
What have
edit
I
anything out, so
I
What
was
have I
gonna give you
done?
props for pulling out the volcanologist.
And then I follow it up with that.
This is great.
That's crazy.
Good times.
All right. Well, Cam, at least it was a big bulge. This bulge is about 0.6 miles wide.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it
a
was,
shower.
yeah.
No.
And it was caused by magma.
Oh,
I
okay.
always hear Dr. Evil say that right.
Mm-hmm.
Magma.
Hot magma.
So it's caused by magma pushing up and sideways at a
Mm-hmm.
rate of about 5 feet per day.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
And when Mount St. Helens woke up, she didn't waste any time.
Mm.
Yeah, no, she's mad. Like,
Right.
So by March 27th, so about 10 days later, there have been about 174 small earthquakes around the mountain.
oh my
Uh-oh.
God.
And some steam started to
Mm.
come out of the top and sent ash about 7,000 feet into the air.
Oh,
Okay.
I've
my
got some
goodness.
wild facts in this thing. Like, you are not going to believe some of these.
Bring it on.
So this activity was also formed a long crack across the summit going eastward.
Okay.
Mhm.
And some of the ash was carried about 150 miles away to Oregon.
Dang.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it went up that high, the wind currents.
Mm-hmm. So March 29th, a second crater was observed. And both craters had blue flames visible from burning gases.
Blue.
Oh,
That's not
snap.
great.
That's
Yeah.
not a good
No,
sign,
and that
no.
is burning hot.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. And, petty detail, the ash cloud was also creating static electricity, which caused lightning.
Yep.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It is
Scary
really
as
cool. Like,
hell, though.
yeah.
I kind of want to know what color the lightning was. I wonder if it's different because of the like source of
Because of what's creating it.
No
Oh, that's a
Right,
good
idea.
right.
question.
No idea.
Because you can create different color flames based on what's
Mhm.
burning.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if it's the same concept.
I don't know. I don't know that much about science, so if somebody else knows, please put it in the comments.
Let us
Yes.
know.
Let us know on X
Yeah, yeah.
Or Instagram.
or Instagram. Yeah.
Or Facebook.
All right. Well, this gets the attention of the U.S. Geological Survey. And on
Mm.
April 3rd, they issued a hazard alert about the potential for an eruption.
Well,
Yeah, you think? I
Yeah.
mean, she's
right,
not just
right.
blowing off steam.
Yeah. This
She,
is gonna
there's a
happen.
little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And by April 30th, the USGS had expanded the hazard zone, and Governor Ray issued evacuation orders within 10 miles of the mountain.
Ow.
Governor
Um,
Ray's a cool name.
it is a
Right.
cool name.
He also sounds like a smart dude.
He's
And
got sunglasses for sure.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
the area that was evacuated included the small towns of Spirit Lake, Greenwood, and Alder.
Okay.
Mm.
This created what was called the red zone north of the volcano.
Okay.
Okay.
And anyone inside the red zone without a pass would be fined $500 or be jailed for 6 months. Like it was
Oh.
serious.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like,
like,
"Stay away from
get
this mountain."
out.
Yeah. You need to leave.
Yep. So by May 17th, the USGS knew this was serious and they issued a warning that an eruption was imminent.
They're like,
Yikes.
hey, it's
It's happening.
Mhm.
y'all need, yeah.
And property owners were let into the red zone to gather their belongings.
Oh gosh, that's gotta feel
Ugh.
horrible.
How do
Yeah.
you even, like,
I'd be
how do
like,
you even?
I'd be like, pick my stuff up, put it on a trailer. We're getting it out of here.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't even know. I can't imagine being in that situation.
No,
The
at
entire house
all.
just,
You
Right.
wish.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at 8:32 a.m. on May 18th, another earthquake hits the mountain. It's a 5.1 on the Richter scale.
Whoa.
Oh,
And this earthquake triggers the largest subaerial landslide in recorded history of the bulge
no.
north face of the mountain.
Yikes.
oh no.
Okay. You ready for some facts here?
Yeah.
Hit me.
Gas and steam shoot 80,000 feet into the air
Damn.
with molten rock mixed in.
Yikes.
The image from space must have been crazy. Imagine.
Right?
Right.
The aliens were like, ooh.
They're like, oh, yeah, we're
We're
gonna stay
we're gonna
awake
go ahead
today.
and hold off.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to Mars. We'll come back and revisit Earth
Yeah,
in a
Right,
bit.
right, right.
The glaciers melted from the heat and cause
Oh my-
volcanic mudslides that start heading southwest and will end up going about 50 miles.
That's wild.
Yikes.
Nature is crazy.
Yeah.
This eruption has a volcanic explosivity index of 5. And this is on a scale from being 0, which is non-explosive, to 8 being the highest.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a little too close to the highest point.
Uh-huh.
And the scale is associated with how much volcanic material is thrown, how tall
Okay.
the eruption is, and how long it lasts.
Okay.
The 5,
Mhm.
it's about the same intensity as 26 megatons of TNT.
Oh my.
Wow.
Also, megatons is
Yeah.
Megatons.
crazy.
I should have changed my
Yeah.
name to megatons. All right, so more crazy facts for you. This whole episode is just a petty detail, so I'm not even going to say that.
Right.
The landslide that is happening is traveling at around 155 miles per hour.
Oh no.
Some
Damn.
areas in the
You can't
valley.
outrun that.
That is
No,
some
you're-
flying mud. Like,
Mhm.
That's crazy.
jeez.
Some areas in the valley will be left under 600 feet of debris when this is all over.
Oh my God. Between the ash and the mud and the just all the, yeah.
The poor animals. I hope they got out. I hope
Mm,
a good bit of
well,
them.
I mean, I would assume that some of them kind of knew what was going on, and
I was gonna say the
Right.
wild animals. The
They're pretty
wild
smart.
animals. Yeah, they probably with all the tremors and
Unless
the
it's
earthquakes that were
unless it's
happening.
like
they-
immediate. Yeah.
Mhm. Now I'm sure
The-
all of them didn't get out, but
No.
The build up to this, though, I would think quite a few of them
I
did.
would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you
I mean,
see
it
the
went pretty
birds
far.
flying
So.
all in one way? You gotta
Right,
go
you gotta
that
go.
way.
It's time.
Yep.
So when the debris hits Spirit Lake, it creates a wave that is 600 feet high, and the wave picks up more debris and smashes it back down in the basin of the lake, which
Oh
will
my
end up
gosh.
making the surface about 200 feet taller than before.
Oh
Yeah,
my
pushed all the water. Wow. Oh my
wow.
God. How does it say how big Spirit Lake is? Like area?
Mm, no, I did not
Okay. I
look
was
that
just
up.
trying to get a visual. That's crazy though. Like 600-foot wave. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
On a lake. That's insane. Like,
Uh,
jeez.
okay, so Spirit Lake in Washington, this lake surface area increased from 1,300 acres to about 2,200 acres after the erosion.
Damn. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It was huge. It was
Mhm.
huge.
Excuse me. Okay, then it gets worse.
Oh wait,
Somehow.
there's
It does.
more.
Right?
Yeah, because then the lava flow comes.
Oh,
Like we hadn't even gotten to that yet.
yeah.
Right. Forgot this
Um,
is a volcano.
yeah.
Right.
So the lava is moving at around 220 miles per hour and would keep accelerating to about 670 miles per hour.
Oh my
How?
God.
How? That's
How far did that lava flow spread? Like,
So everything in an 8 mile radius has been obliterated from the direct blast.
okay.
Trees are snapped and the ground is stripped of vegetation within 19 miles.
Damn.
oh my
I'm
Further
goodness.
like going
out,
at that rate of speed. That's why I'm like, how far did that get? Because that
pretty
is
far.
fast.
Hmm.
Because it
And
is
And
a liquid too, so it's just like going.
yeah.
bye. Yeah.
Hmm. And further out, there is a seared zone where
Okay.
trees are still standing but left scorched.
Right.
Okay.
So this is, yeah,
Crazy.
it's pretty wide.
Insane.
The ash column grows to 12 miles high in less than 10 minutes, and it keeps
Damn.
spewing into the atmosphere for over 10 hours.
Oh
So
my.
I've heard stories that we in New Mexico, um, there was ash all the way down here from that eruption.
I'm sure there was, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Um, the ash cloud also creates more lightning,
Mhm.
which is starting more forest fires.
Mm-hmm.
Perpetuating issues. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So after 9 hours, the volcano has shot out 540 million tons of ash.
God.
That's
Some
How do you even?
areas like Yakima, Washington are covered in 4 to 5 inches of ash, and places as far as Spokane are plunged into darkness by noon.
Because it's just ash cloud.
covering.
That's all it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it obliterates the sun. That's crazy.
Mhm. So when it's all over, the eruption has created a new crater and landscape around it that will last for years.
Right.
Over 200 homes have been destroyed.
Jeez.
185 miles of road are destroyed.
Damn.
47 bridges are gone, and 15 miles of railway.
Gee.
Whoa.
Spirit Lake
Yeah.
is reshaped, wouldn't quite recover because of the devastation of the forest around it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the lake still has logs in it from that day, 45 years later.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, because if it slammed it to the bottom and yeah.
Hmm. And the mountain
Jeez.
is 1,313 feet shorter.
Whoa.
Wow. Because it just. Yeah.
Yeah. Blew
Hmm.
off the top,
It's
quite
all in a lake
literally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
in Spokane
Hmm.
and
Right.
part of New Mexico.
Yeah.
Um, so there is about $3.4 billion in damages in today's dollars.
Damn. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you think about the recovery
You,
from something like that.
these
Like,
people, they can't
Hmm.
recover.
no.
It's gone.
Oh yeah. Like you said within the 8 mile radius, like that's just it's bye.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely gone. Wow.
So even with the sparsely populated area around the mountain and the evacuations, 57 people die.
Dang.
The towns of Greenwood and Alder are devastated with homes, roads, and infrastructure just gone.
Obliterated off the
Gone.
map.
A film crew went by helicopter to the area on May 23rd to film the destruction, only to find their compasses spun and they weren't able to get out of the area.
Oh
And they
my
had to be
gosh.
rescued 2 days later.
Oh my gosh.
There's got to be something with the electromagnetic, I
I
would
was gonna
assume.
say that
Yeah.
magnetic field
Yeah.
that it created. Yeah,
Mhm.
damn.
Or
I didn't
the
even think
ash
about
got in
that.
the
Yeah.
rotors or something. I
Mm.
don't know. It was, yeah, they were stuck. All right,
Yikes.
so let's talk about some of the people who died.
Okay.
Jerry Martin was a 61-year-old Navy veteran.
Hmm.
He was a volunteer radio operator with the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he had gone to the mountain to alert crews farther away on if there were any changes. He had taken his motorhome to a ridge somewhere north of Johnston to better see what was happening.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And he gave a real time account of the eruption and was able to warn people in the valley of the hazard heading their way.
Oh my
Oh wow.
goodness.
And his account gave scientists the data to figure out the speed of the eruption. That's
Wow.
how we know
Okay.
it went 600 and however many
Yeah.
Right.
miles per
I was
hour.
gonna say, how do you even calculate stuff like
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, because they knew exactly when it started because he told
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm.
His last words were, quote, "Gentlemen, the camper and car that's sitting over to the south of me is covered. It's going to hit me too."
Oh. Whew.
Yeah. And no
That's
trace of
sad.
him or his RV were ever found.
They got him too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But he actually probably saved a lot of lives.
I was
And
gonna say his accounts and his warnings.
yeah, and he definitely helped science in the
Yeah.
future.
Mm, yeah.
Harry Truman was in his early 80s,
The
not the
president?
president, not the
Oh,
president.
I was like,
No relation, no relation.
what?
He had,
Coincidence.
yeah, coincidence.
Yeah.
So he had run a lodge near the volcano for about 50 years.
Oh man.
The lodge had a dock and boat rentals.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the rumor was that he was a former bootlegger who had to escape the law, and that's how he ended up so far in the mountains.
Hey.
Okay.
Um,
I could buy that.
yeah. But he was a local legend. And of course, reporters wanted to talk to him and find out what he was going to do.
Also, his
Yeah.
name's Harry Truman.
Right.
Like,
Right.
are you? No, no, no. I'm not.
Yeah. And you can actually find these interviews out there.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
you can see he's a character. Um, so he told reporters all kinds of stories. Nobody knows what was truth from fiction, and he just loved the attention.
Heck
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. And he told them if the mountain erupted, that he would be safe. But the real reason he didn't want to leave is because the lodge was all he had left. His
Oh.
wife had died about 5 years before.
Oh man.
And remember, he'd been there for 50 years.
Yeah.
And he was quoted as saying, quote, "If I left, it'd kill me. If I left this place and lost my home, I'd die in a week."
Ugh.
That's
And
sad.
at 80 something, yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
Right.
lost your wife, like, yeah,
yeah.
you do you, boo.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't leave either.
And
Yeah.
I
Um,
mean, if you've been there for 50 years, yeah, like
mhm. And
that's everything you
I feel
have.
like he didn't have any kids. They didn't mention him,
Mm.
Okay.
like coming to talk to him or anything, trying to talk him out
Yeah.
of
Right.
it. So
Right.
yeah. He died in the avalanche from the landslide.
Okay.
Okay. There were 4 photographers on the mountain that day.
Eek.
Jerry Rosenquist, Keith Ronholm, Reed Blackburn, and Robert Landsberg.
Okay.
Robert was about 4 miles from the mountain
Mm.
and had been visiting since April getting pictures.
Mhm.
His journal on May 17th said, quote, "Feel right on the verge of something."
Oh, no.
On May 18th, he woke up early and went to take more pictures when the volcano erupted.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's a crazy coincidence of
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's wild.
Unbelievably,
Mm-hmm.
he saw the danger and kept taking pictures up until the last moment.
Are you serious?
He realized he couldn't escape
Yeah.
So instead, he wound up the film, put it back in the film case, put the case and his camera in his backpack, and laid on top of the backpack to try and protect the film.
No way.
Mhm. He was killed by the ash cloud, but his body was found buried in ash 17 days later, still laying on his backpack.
And he protected the film and
Yep.
camera.
The film was partially damaged, but were good enough to be published in National Geographic in January of 1981. So you can see
Oh
those
my
pictures.
Wow.
God. Oh my God.
And they're
Jeez.
crazy picture.
I
Like,
bet they're epic. Yeah.
yeah.
Live and die for your art. That's
For
insane.
real.
I mean, what are you gonna do if you know you're gonna die anyway? You might as well try
Yeah.
and protect something, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Leave some kind of legacy.
his pictures are amazing. So
I bet.
definitely go out there and Google that.
Mhm.
Reed Blackburn was a National Geographic photographer that was about 8 miles from the mountain to the north. His photographs were also taken for a local paper and to help the USGS.
Okay.
He was supposed to leave the mountain on May 17th, but he decided to stay a few more days.
Mm,
He apparently had also seen the danger and had tried to drive away.
okay.
But he was found the next day in his car, which was buried in ash. He was still
Oh.
seated in the driver's seat, and the car was facing away from the mountain.
Oh.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Ash and molten rock had engulfed the car and blown out every window except the windshield.
Oh wow.
Can you imagine the
Yikes.
force of that?
The
That's
heat that
terrifying.
that takes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh.
I couldn't imagine.
No.
Mm-mm.
The headliner of the car was even so filled with ash that it was hanging down.
Oh my
Mm.
God. Yikes.
But in the car, there was a notebook that was found that documented 5 pictures he had taken that morning.
Okay.
The shot at 7:11 a.m. was documented with the note, quote, totally clear, no activity.
Wow.
The last 2 were at 8:34 a.m. and did not have notations.
Mm.
Okay.
The film he shot that day was destroyed, but a roll he had taken days before the eruption was developed decades later and showed
Hmm.
amazing shots of the mountain steaming and puffing. So you can see his
Wow.
pictures out there too.
Wow.
Jeez.
But there's some of the better pictures, like the ones that you know
Mm-hmm.
about, where you see the steam and
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
They're probably his pictures.
Wow.
Right.
11 miles away were Keith Ronholm and Gary Rosenquist. After the earthquake at 8:32, Gary's friend said the mountain was going.
Okay.
So Gary picked up his camera and took as many pictures as he could in about a minute.
Wow.
And these are not digital, remember that.
No, they are
Okay.
not. These are
So
film cameras.
you have no
They didn't
idea
get.
what you're getting.
You're telling me they
Mm-mm.
didn't get uploaded to the cloud?
No, they did not.
No. There's no GPS tracking on them either.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah. They were lucky, and the area they had chosen blocked the landslide and molten rock about a mile from their location.
Wow.
It had been blocked by this ridge.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's photographs survived, as did Gary and Keith, and his pictures were stitched together by scientists to show the sequence of events in the first minutes after the eruption,
Dang.
Wow.
which is cool because you can see
Time
those too.
lapse.
Those are out
Yeah.
there too. Mhm.
Jeez.
Seriously, like check out some of these pictures because they are
Oh, I have every
amazing.
intention. Yeah, I have every intention of looking them up as soon
Yeah.
as we're done.
30-year-old David Johnston had a PhD in volcanology,
Volcanology.
Ding,
Let's
ding,
go.
ding.
and he was with the USGS. He was the principal scientist on the USGS monitoring team. His initial warnings were what convinced the authorities to close the mountain to the public and create the red zone.
Mm.
Smart man. I'm glad they took him serious.
Yeah. His temporary post was located about 3 miles from Truman's Lodge and about 6 miles from the mountain on the north edge of the red zone.
Okay.
He had an assistant that was sharing the watch duties with him named Henry Glicken.
Okay.
Love that name, right?
Yeah.
But Glicken had been at the post for the 2 weeks before the eruption. but he left 13 hours before the eruption to meet a professor, which
Okay.
is why Johnston was on the mountain alone.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
There is a very famous picture of him, again, that's out there, that was taken less than 24 hours before the eruption, where he is sitting on a chair at the post. It was the
Cool.
last picture of David and one of the last pictures of the mountain before it erupted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, David is also the first person to report the eruption, saying, quote, Vancouver, Vancouver, this is it.
Oh, wow.
Because he was calling Vancouver. That's where he was
Yeah.
Right.
talking to.
Jeez.
This is a crazy petty detail. Are you ready for this?
Let's hear it. Probably not ready, but let's hear it.
This is out of left field, I'll say that. Two women, Marcia Ann Wetter, and Catherine Jean Allen,
Hmm.
found dead a year and a half after the eruption in the area.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is believed that they were both murdered before the eruption, as both had been found shot.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah,
Another
definitely
petty
wasn't
detail,
ready for that.
right? I told you it's out of left field. This one is crazy too. I don't even know how this happened, but two people were reported missing and were included in the 57 dead figure. One was Paul Hyatt and the other
Mhm.
was Dale Thayer.
Okay.
Although both were probably found, it couldn't be determined they were the same people that were reported missing, so they were left on the list of the dead.
Oh my gosh.
So here's the weird part. The person who reported Hyatt missing was never found and wasn't listed on the paperwork.
The person who reported him missing
So they couldn't
was
go
also
back to,
missing.
well,
Right.
nobody put the name down, so they didn't know who it
Okay.
was.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mhm. The person who was listed on the paperwork in the Thayer case denied that they had reported anyone missing.
Why
Oh,
would you deny that? Like,
because it probably wasn't them.
yeah,
My
true.
mind immediately went to it was the two people. They reported themselves missing and then just put two bodies out there. That's what I
But they
think.
were found
Like
supposedly alive.
their
These two, these
bodies.
two,
Oh,
these
they
two
were found
guys were.
alive?
Yeah, but they couldn't determine that they were actually the same people because they didn't have the information.
Ew. So
Because
weird.
one of the people that reported him missing, they don't have a name for, so they can't go and be like, "Hey, is this the same person?" The other
Yeah,
one is
denied
saying,
it.
"No, I didn't do that.
I
That
didn't
wasn't
report
me."
anyone. I didn't report anyone missing.
Hmm.
Weird. Why?
Right?
So many questions.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, they are still listed on the list of 57, but we don't know if they're actually dead or not.
Huh.
Huh.
Jeez.
Right.
Well, hopefully they started over and led a good life.
Yeah. We wish you luck.
Yeah, exactly.
So a good portion of the deaths were actually due to the flooding and the mudslides that happened because of the eruption and had traveled into the Totley River Valley. The Air Force ended up using it could be Toutley, Toutle.
I have no
But they used
idea.
the high school as a landing base to try and evacuate people from the valley.
Okay.
But causes of death ranged from asphyxiation to
Hmm.
burns from the 680-degree flow.
Jeez.
Oh, that would be horrible.
No, I cannot even
I think
begin to
I
imagine.
think at that point your nerves are seared. Like it probably
Oh,
hurts and then but
for
then it's
like half
probably
a second.
And
yeah,
then
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah,
yeah.
it's probably just so
yeah.
intense that you just don't feel it.
Hopefully, most of these deaths were pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The asphyxiation ones, I
That's pretty
hope they were
bad
quick, but
because it's hot
Yeah,
air. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the ash and everything, yeah. Yeah.
So, luckily, the area surrounding the volcano, as we said, wasn't very populated, and the places in the red zone were evacuated, and that saved a bunch of lives.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sporadic smaller steam explosions continued until May of 1981.
Oh
Oh
my
wow,
goodness.
an entire year. Jeez.
The area around the volcano is still recovering with the help
Hmm.
of red alder trees that
Ooh,
have helped improve the soil and helped other plants come back after the eruption.
wow.
Good. That's nice.
Yeah. But places like Spirit Lake have been forever transformed.
Oh yeah,
Right.
they completely
And
changed the geography of that one for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. And it doesn't look like really a lake that you want to be on anymore. Like if you look at pictures of it before, it was all
Yeah.
beautiful, and now it's almost apocalyptic, right?
Oof.
Yikes.
And the towns surrounding the mountain never fully recovered.
No, I could imagine. They,
Mhm.
yeah. How do you come back from something like that being that
Right.
close and
Yeah.
Right.
that level of devastation?
Mhm. And I can't remember which one or two of the towns I tried to like Google it to figure out where it was on the map, and they don't even
Yeah.
show up anymore.
Oh, okay. Totally
Mm.
abandoned.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, so another petty detail.
Ding.
In 1983, scientists did an experiment by putting gophers in an area that was devastated for 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay. The hypothesis was that the digging from the gophers would dredge up microorganisms that could help the area recover.
Okay.
Okay.
And they were right.
Really? Okay.
Nice.
I was trying to figure out, I'm like, gophers. Why on earth? Why gophers? The only thing I could think of was like, okay, they dig, but what
Mm-hmm.
is that gonna do? Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yep. So they just did a story that was talking about how even just 6 years after the eruption, the plot of land that they set the gophers loose on ended up growing about 40,000 plants that were doing really well.
Wow.
Wow. That's a hell of a hypothesis.
You have to feel
Mhm.
good after that, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But also, I want to be in the side of the brain of the scientist who's like,
Gophers.
gophers?
Right?
Here's what I think.
I want to be inside of the brain of the gopher.
There you go.
You know, that
Just
scientist is
dig.
probably sitting there like watching Caddyshack and been like, hey,
Yeah.
Hey, wait a
this is going
minute.
to be great.
I
Yes,
wonder.
probably. Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
yeah. So all of that was just a big petty detail of how many facts and figures this thing
Yeah,
gave us. And
that's
it's
crazy. And I
insane.
wonder, like, I'd be interested to look it up to see how far ash traveled across the United States and up into Canada. Because, like I said, my parents have even mentioned that I mean, they didn't get the ash cloud, I don't think, but ash traveled,
Yeah.
like with wind patterns and everything.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I wonder how far it actually traveled across other parts of the US.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that. But I mean, it was dark in Spokane, and Spokane isn't really near.
Super close. Yeah.
I mean, it's in the same state, but it's not like it's, next door. So,
Hmm.
No, yeah.
Right.
mhm.
Crazy.
Yeah. So there you have it. The rather recent story of the eruption
Hmm.
of Mount St. Helens.
Yeah. Relatively recent. Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So there you go. Stay petty, my friends. And
Indeed.
Not as petty as St. Helen.
it's not
Exactly.
as petty as Mount St. Helens yet.
Right. And hey, she gave him a lot of warnings.
She did.
And I'm
Hmm.
Yeah.
just glad that people listen.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Watch out
if
for the
you,
bulge.
Yep.
yes, if you
It's
get a warning
always
like that, please
take it.
evacuate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the bulge will get you
Every time.
every
Ah,
time.
no.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.